Fox Sports.
We are Fox. We are San Diego.
A warm and sunny Thursday San Francisco afternoon. Another sellout crowd arriving at AT&T Park, home of the reigning world champion Giants. It's the rubber game, San Diego and San Francisco. Last night, Buster Posey's grand slam homer vaulted the Giants to a 6-0 win. He's back behind the plate today as we welcome you to Game 3 of this 3-game series. The San Diego Padres and the San Francisco Giants. The Giants one game behind the Dodgers in the NL West. And good afternoon, everyone. Day baseball from San Francisco with Mark Grant and Dick Henry. We're pleased that you're with us. The Padres are trying to go home on a winning note. If they are victorious today, it's a 4-4 road trip.
And it's the rubber game of the match. And what guy would you want on the mound? James Shields. He's 7-1. The way he's been throwing the baseball, he is the guy you want for a win as you head home. Only one loss last time out. He walked 4. Really wasn't as sharp. But when you look at the career numbers against these Giants, it's unbelievable. A man against boys, .56 ERA. Why? Well, he's getting ahead with the fastball. He'll put him away with the changeup or the sinker, and also that curveball is huge as well. So if James Shields has got the secondary pitches working this afternoon, it bodes well for San Diego.
And there's an amazing statistic with Shields. When he pitches in the final game of a series, he's 49-24, 4-0 this year, so that's a good omen.
Well, remember, this guy pitched 7th game of a World Series last year for Kansas City, so he's been in big games, and he is used to doing that. Hopefully he comes through today.
Well, no-hitters are rare. Padre fans know that. And how about a no-hitter for a rookie, Chris Heston? He's on the mound for the Giants today.
And he did it on the big stage back in New York. He finished off the game with 3 strikeouts looking. So what does this kid possess? Well, he's got the two-seamer. When he's really working well, he can get the ground ball. Also mixes in a curve, kind of like a slurve and a changeup. But 110 pitches, 11 strikeouts, no walks. The one thing that had to work in that day, 14 ground balls. Only 2 fly balls out of the hand of Heston in that no-hitter. So if he's got that two-seamer working, his infielders are going to be very busy this afternoon.
Well, he's in the top 10 in the National League in ground ball out, so we'll watch for that as well. Well, with Bud Black no longer with the Padres, Bruce Bochy is now the senior manager in the National League. 9 years, 3 World Series champions. And what do the players, what are their reviews about Bochy? Well, we'll have that when we come back.
Shields just gets so locked in no matter where he is. He is such a competitor.
Curveball, and he swings and misses.
He strikes early. The walks are down. The strikeouts are up.
And then my best 15 seconds.
This is what we got.
got.
Keep stirring it. Stir it, stir it, stir it, and
I like it.
make that soup taste good. Add a little of this, pull out a little of this.
Locked in no matter where he is. He is such a competitor.
Curveball, and he swings and misses.
He strikes early. The walks are down. The strikeouts are up.
Welcome back. Beautiful day baseball here in the Bay Area, and Pat Murphy shaking up the lineup again. James Shields will be batting 8th today. Murphy compared the recipe to success a lot like a recipe for finding the right soup. Sometimes you got to mix things up, change the ingredients before you find the perfect taste.
This is what we got, and keep stirring it. Stir it, stir it, stir it, and make that soup taste good. Add a little of this, pull out a little of this, just keep doing it. And a lot of baseball left. A lot of baseball left.
So hoping today's recipe for success, a winning combination of ingredients with Shields batting in the 8th spot today as they wrap up this long road stand, a 8-game road stand. Cap it off with a victory for flying back home to San Diego. We got first pitch coming up from AT&T Park when we return.
San Diego presents Padres baseball, brought to you by Buick. Experience the new Buick during the Buick Spring Sales event. By Petco, what we feed them matters. By Kaiser Permanente, thrive. And by Bud Light, stay in the game and drink responsibly. Well, a glorious day in the city by the bay as the Giants and Padres ready to go to work along McCovey Cove, AT&T Park. The 365th consecutive sellout expected today. Temperature currently 62 with a forecast saying it could get up into the mid-70s today. Padres lineup brought to you by Toyota, and that's part of the story today because we've never seen this lineup this year. Matt Kemp leading off. He did last night, first time in 5 years. Then Venable, Alonso, Upton. Middlebrooks at third, hitting fifth. Then Alexi Amarista hitting sixth in the order. Austin Hedges behind the plate. And James Shields, the pitcher, will bat eighth. Last year in one game, Bud Black used the pitcher in that eighth spot. And Corey Spangenberg will bat ninth against 27-year-old Chris Heston. And here's our Giants scouting report brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
If he's got the sinker working, he's going to get some ground balls. A slurvy breaky ball, slider, curveball mix, and the changeup as well. He loves to work down in the zone. If the pitch is up, he'll have a little run, but down in the zone, he gets grounders.
Native of Bayside, Florida, collegian at East Carolina University. 27-year-old Heston, he's 6'3" and 195, and his first pitch is lined off the glove of second baseman Panic out into shallow left center. Kemp will turn and hold. So Matt Kemp hitting leadoff, doesn't wait, goes after the first pitch. That was knuckling out that line drive at Panic, and that's a base hit for Kemp.
And there goes the no-hitter.
Couldn't wait for that.
Matt Kemp squaring the first pitch up. It's up, and as I mentioned, that two-seamer of his, it's going to flatten out if it's up in the zone. Handcuffing. Panic.
Panic was over on the shortstop side in the shift and still couldn't make the play. So, leadoff man on. Here's Will Venable. Bouncer, this is made for two. Just step on the bag and throw the first, and 2 pitches, 2 outs for Chris Heston. First baseman Yonder Alonso next. As we check the Giants defense, you've already seen the middle of the defense in action. Crawford in panic with Duffy and Belt at the corners. Posey behind the plate. The outfield, Travis Ishikawa just called up from the minor leagues in left field, with Aoki on the DL, Pagan in center, and Blanco in right field. Alonso on the road has been quite a warrior. Out of play on that first swing. Boy, all 3 hitters going after the first pitch from Heston. Alonso has hit safely in 29 of the last 30 road games that he has appeared, and this year is batting .382 away from Petco. That's in the last 26 games. A ball and a strike. Two and one.
Right out of the gate, looks like Heston has no problem going with that two-seam fastball into the left-handers.
Three and one. Heston got his chance to join the rotation because of the injury to Matt Cain. And as we've talked throughout the course of this series, Matt Cain and Jake Peavy, working their rehab starts, are expected back in action within this next week. Ground ball right at the shortstop, and Crawford, when he gets it, you're out. A single by Kemp, but a double play ruined the fun. Angel Pagan will lead it off for the Giants. Of the year, the Giants will bat in this order for Bruce Bochy, brought to you by Hyundai, Pagan, Panic, and then Matt Duffy, the young third baseman. Buster Posey, got a pitch around him. Brandon Belt is in the slump. Brandon Crawford, 9 home runs, 1 shy of his career high. Then Gregor Blanco, who's done some damage the first 2 games of this series. Travis Ishikawa, his first start of the year, being recalled from the minors, and Chris Heston, the pitcher. And our scouting report is brought to you by Tilted Kilt.
Well, James Shields on the hill today, making a 16 start, off speed for strikes and use the grass. We know about the sinker from Heston. Well, James Shields can also get grounders with the curveball and the changeup. Hopefully his infielders are working for him this afternoon.
Pagan checks in at 269. And he's in a real rut in terms of extra base hits. Last night he walked, was 0 for 3, struck out a couple of times. He's had 1 extra base hit in the last 103 plate appearances. Hit well to right field. Kemp going back and, well, shut my mouth. There's an extra base hit, a leadoff double for Pagan. Here's the Padres defense, brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. In the outfield, Upton in left, Venable in center, Kemp in right, Middlebrooks and Amrist on the left side, Spangenberg at second, Alonso at first. Austin Hedges gets the start behind the plate for James Shields. So Pagan breaks out of that extra base hit slump with a leadoff double. Here's Joe Panik hitting .303. Going inside, Hedges barely got his glove on that one.
Yeah, he wanted that one down and away, and James yanked that one. And then right out of the stretch, I'd like to have a clean first inning as Hunter Pence roots on his team. James Shields last time out, 6 innings, 12 base runners, an average of 2 base runners an inning. So hopefully he can cut that down this afternoon.
Spangenberg out on the outfield grass at second base. And 2-0. Padres 3-4 on the road trip. On the season, they're 2-3 here, but overall lead in the series on the year for 5-4 against the Giants. Line drive, base hit. That'll get the run home. Pagan around third. Panik will hold on a long single. It's 1-0. Now the Giants, who have the worst record at home this year of any major league team, scoring just over 3 runs a game, come out swinging a double and a single and a quick run against James Shields.
Well, the Padres swinging early against Heston, and this pitch here, like an off-speed pitch because Joe Panik was out in front of it a little bit, therefore speeding up his bat and beating the defense there. Matt Kemp getting quickly a one hopper to second base to hold him to a single.
29th run batted in for the young second baseman Panik. Here's Matt Duffy. Duffy growing into a new position at third base. Shortstop, second baseman, a middle infielder, but with the loss of Pablo Sandoval, they gave Duffy a chance at third. He's fielded that position flawlessly, and he's hitting well. .285 with 6 home runs. Bochy plugging in the parts. Young kids doing a good job for San Francisco. There goes Panik, swing and a miss. The throw by Hedges is low. And Panik has a stolen base. He hasn't run much this year. That's only his 3rd steal.
Well, just as he took off, you got the combination of Duffy trying to protect there. It's a pitch that's down, so Austin Hedges has to deal with the ball. I don't know whether he picked that ball or not, but anyway, it was down and in. Stays on the bag. Panik with his left foot.
He stole that one on Shields. Got a big jump. So first 2 batters producing for Bochy and the Giants today. A Pagan double, an RBI single, Panik, a stolen base, so no one out. Duffy handles the bat well. He'll try to go the opposite way. One and 2. Shields does have the strikeout pitch, and here's a moment where he'd like to come up with it. He's 6th in the major leagues in strikeouts with 109. Clayton Kershaw leads the way, 131.
You can hear James Shields grunting all the way up here. Max effort guy into each and every pitch. It's kind of warm down on that field today.
Certainly in comparison to the night games, a temperature in the 50s. Another ball low. 2-2 with Buster Posey on deck.
Already a lot of movement with Austin Hedges behind the plate, side to side, blocking balls in the dirt. So James kind of just a little bit early on inconsistent with that release point. Hopefully keep the Giants at 1.
Got him. Foul tip into the glove of Hedges. First strikeout for Shields. And here comes Posey and our keys to the game.
Brought to you by your Honda dealers of San Diego County. Hey, contain Buster Posey as he comes up. It was one pitch last night, the grand slam. That was the difference in the game. And pump up the slugging percentage for the Padres. Last night, 5 hits, only 2 extra base hits. The 11th time that the Padres were shut out. Hopefully that changes this afternoon.
Yeah, they've got to get their hitting clothes out of the wardrobe. They scored only 5 runs in the last 30 innings. Posey, the leader in home runs with 11 and RBIs 45. It was his second grand slam in 5 games. Hit one at Dodger Stadium. Shields knocks it down. Plenty of time to throw out Posey. And there's 2 away. Holding at second was Panic.
Sounded like that got the glove of James Shields or the foot. He's okay.
Yeah, sharp comebacker. No indication from Shields. He's not reaching for any body part. Here's Brandon Belt. 9 home runs.
Shifting over that way. Heavy on the right. 3 Padres on the first base side of second base.
A streak hitter Belt, and he's in that negative cycle. Only 5 hits in the last 46 at bats. Ball 1. Started in left field last night with the injury to Norioki, their leadoff man. That, along with Hunter Pence, really shortchanging Bruce Bochy in terms of outfield play. That's on the inside corner, 1-1. So Belt used in left field. Travis Ishikawa just called up in that spot today. Deep drive to right center field, and that's going to be between the outfielders. All the way to the wall. That's triple alley, and that's where Belt is headed. RBI triple, and it's 2-0. Giants single, double, triple here in the opening inning.
Oh, a hanging breaking ball from James Shields. Watch this one. Austin Hedges wants it down, possibly in, but right down the heart of the plate. Belt buckle high. And as you mentioned, Dick, nobody's going to get to that one out there. Triples alley, 421. Hit in the perfect spot.
So after Panic had singled in a run and stolen second with no one out, he got Duffy and Posey, strikeout and comebacker, and then hangs one for Belt. And he laces that triple to right center. 2-0. Brandon Crawford off third, and that'll make it into the crowd. Crawford at 270. 9 home runs, 1 shy of his career best. Knocking in a lot of runs. He's second to Posey in RBIs. Well, it's a late arriving crowd. This is a schedule change from the original plan that this would be a night game, and they changed it to a day affair. Some of the folks didn't get the word. Amarista gets Crawford, and that's it for the Giants' first inning, but they score a couple on 3 hits and take a 2-0 lead.
Pat Murphy about it, and he said when you have a guy who hits with power like Matt Kemp at the top of the lineup, you want to be able to get some guys on base for him. That's why Corey Spangenberg batting ninth today. It's not the first time he's ever done it before, and we asked him, hey, what was Shields' reaction when you told him? He said, oh, he loved it. I'm a little afraid, though, next time he pitches, he's going to ask to bat seventh, and then after that, bat sixth. You know how well he thinks he does at the plate, guys.
Yeah, he is very proud of his hitting prowess, and deservedly so. With 6 hits, there's only a couple of major leaguers that have more hits, pitchers, than Shields. Jason Hamill and Max Scherzer have 7. Make that 8 hits. They have 8, and Shields with 7. Justin Upton, Padres last night had only 5 base hits, and Upton 2 of those, a single and a double. Three balls and a strike. Padres fall behind 2-0 early. And it's going to challenge that come from behind statistic. They've come from behind 17 times. Fly ball to right, dying in a hurry and falling for a base hit in front of Blanco. And Upton with a blue pit to start things here in the second. Bringing the tying run to the plate in the form of Will Middlebrooks.
You know, you might see a lot of hits like that, hopefully this afternoon for San Diego, if Heston is up with that 2-seam fastball that he has. If he keeps it down, he'll get the ground ball, but elevated, you will see a lot of bloopers like that in front of the outfielder.
Now Kemp led off the first inning with a single, but Venable bounced into a double play. Middlebrooks, 9 home runs. Takes a strike. The Heston story is an interesting one. I mean, he's 27 and he's languished in the minor leagues. And in fact, 2 years ago in July, the Giants designated him for assignment. So he was available to any other major league team. No one picked him. So he stays in the Giants organization, and here he is with a 7-5 record and a no-hitter as a 27-year-old rookie.
Unbelievable. What a great story. Just, you know, an average minor league pitcher through the days, 46-45 record. He signed back in 2009, 7th year in the organization for Heston.
High fly ball. That's in the same spot as Upton's, but much higher, and that gives Blanco a chance to collect it for the first down. Alexi Amarista steps up. Alexi hitting 6th. I don't think he's hit that high all year. Austin Hedges batting behind him. Upton with 15 stolen bases to lead the Padres. Stole his 15th last night. It is the first time that Amarista has hit this high in the lineup. New manager Pat Murphy, he's trying to shake things up as he's used that making soup analogy. Stir it up, spice things, try to find the formula.
A little bit extra spice maybe to make things a little hotter, but not too much.
That depends on your palate.
Right.
But you want enough, you know, that palate really handles a win. You know, it's always sweet then.
Absolutely.
2 strikes on Amarista as he chased that last pitch. Got a chance to go home 4-4. Nothing wrong with 500 road trips. And the Padres then would be 500 for the season on the road. They're 1 game under at the moment, 19-20.
Yeah, it would be nice to go home 500. Then you've got the homestand. And then, Dick, you and I were talking before the game. That next road trip coming up in July, the humidity tour, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, Texas, before we hit the All-Star break.
Boy,
that's going to be a test for any ball club.
Pack your Speedo.
Oh. It's packed and ready to go.
And then we get to go to Pittsburgh, a beautiful ballpark with a view of downtown Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, it's so high, the broadcast booth there, that you can also see Scranton.
Right.
That's a nice looking city, too.
It is. Beautiful skyline.
couldn't ask for more ideal conditions than the media area here.
Well, Heston and the Giants think something may be going on here.
Upton was dancing off the bag here in this sequence, and looked as if he was itching to go. 1 out and 2 strikes on Amarista. High fly ball. Boy, they're really working out Blanco in right. Third chance for him. One fell in for a hit. Middlebrooks and Amarista with fly ball outs, and that'll bring up Austin Hedges. And it's time for a Saquon Pick the Stick. You know the game. Tweet out hashtag I'm with, last name of the broadcaster you think today has the very best pick, and if you're right, you win a free foursome of golf at the Saquon Golf Resort. And there are the picks: Alonso, Amarista, Venable, Spange, Enberg for Sweeney, and our leader Chris Button has Justin Upton. She already has a point on the board. Austin Hedges, game 1 of the series, hit a screaming line drive at the third baseman Duffy. Would have been a couple of RBIs for the Padres. They eventually won 3-2 in 11 innings. Line drive wound up being a double play. And he hits it to Duffy again. Short way for the force out. And the Padres are gone in the second here in San Francisco. It's the Giants in front, 2-0. It's a Chamber of Commerce perfect baseball afternoon. Thanks, Mike. Gregor Blanco leads off for the Giants. Bottom of the second, then Ishikawa and the pitcher Heston. Blanco with a swing and a miss. He's had a good series. 295 on the year. 2 hits in game 1 and a couple of walks, so he was on base 4 times. And he was 2 for 2 with a walk last night. He's been on base 7 of 8 plate appearances, making only 1 out. Shields again grunting as that ball lands low. 2-1.
Well, playing him to pull in the infield and in the outfield, shifting over towards the left field line. See Will Venable on the third base side of second base there. Shallow.
3-1. The Dodgers with a 4-0 lead at Wrigley Field. The Dodgers start today 1 game in front of the Giants, 5.5 ahead of the Padres. Roll to the right side, and Spangenberg tosses to Alonso for the first out. National University brings us the standings in the NL West. And Colorado was winning last night. Arizona 3 runs in the 9th inning beat the Rockies. So the Giants won back. Arizona only 4 off the pace. And watch out for Colorado. They've moved up 2.5 games from the Padres.
And win this game, then the Padres go home, and it's time to make hay against the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks will be at Petco Park this weekend.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday afternoon, and then 2 games with Seattle. Ishikawa returning to the major leagues, got a standing ovation from the crowd last night as he entered the game as a pinch hitter and struck out. Rips that foul. Fans bring their gloves, and that sage advice makes a nice play. That's on the inside corner. Strike 3. The second strikeout for Shields.
Hey, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow already, folks. The 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup continues with the quarterfinals as China squares off against Alex Morgan and Team USA. It's a win or go home matchup for both teams. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Pacific on your local Fox station. Catch the whole tournament streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Go Team USA.
That's good stuff. And China's playing very good defense, and so are the American team, but they're without a couple of their key midfielders, Megan Rapinoe and Lauren Holiday. And that's a key matchup. Remember, they went all the way to the final in penalty kicks in 1999 for the World Cup Championship, and the Americans prevailed.
Yeah, Brandy Chastain.
And down swinging is Heston. 3 strikeouts for Shields. An easy inning the second. It's 2-0 San Francisco. Hard Facts brought to you by Clean, Crisp, Coors Light. The last Padre pitcher to hit in the 8th spot in a starting lineup was Don Roach last year against the Rockies. James Shields slotted in that 8th spot in the batting order today, and he leads off the 3rd. Ball 1. 7 hits, 34 at bats for Shields, so a highly respectable 206, 210 average.
Yeah, he scored 6 runs this year, so he's getting on it, coming around.
Gave him a couple of extra points there. He's hitting 206.
Well, he swings like a number 6 hitter, doesn't he? He was on that slider right there. Looking good. And it creates Corey Spangenberg as if he's a leadoff hitter with James Shields hitting in the 8th spot. So you got Spangenberg 9th and then Kemp leading off. So it's almost as if Spangenberg 1, Kemp 2, Venable 3, if that's the way you want to look at the lineup. With the pitcher hitting 8th.
Well, if Shields likes hitting up out of the 9th spot in the order, all he has to do is get a hit or 2, and he's going to be back hitting 8th the next time. And he works the count. 3-2.
There's that slurvy breaking ball from Heston. Not really a true slider, not really a true curveball.
And takes strike 3. First strikeout for Chris Heston. Corey Spangenberg, 241 average. Left-handed hitting second baseman, and then it'll be Matt Kemp. Slow curveball in for a strike. Spangenberg 0-2. Heston came up for a cup of coffee last year, pitched in 3 games. Just was never highly touted or regarded, but he has really stepped into the fray here for the Giants with the injuries to Peavy and Kane. First Giant rookie in 103 years to throw a no-hitter.
Wow. Hey. He's not afraid to come inside of the left-handers, that's for sure. He showed that in the first inning. And you see the numbers, 2 career starts against these Padres.
Inside, full count. On May 6th here at AT&T Park, he went 5 innings against the Padres, but gave up 5 runs and 11 hits. Padres won that game 9-1.
Taking a look at Brian Sabian up there. One of the Swedes of the Giants. The Brain Trust.
A couple of strikeouts here in the 3rd for Heston, getting Shields and Spangenberg.
Hey Dick, this Saturday, Baseball Night in San Diego giveaway features a Padres beach towel, and it's presented by our friends at National University. Get your tickets, see the Padres take on the D-backs at 7:10. That's June 27th at Padres.com/BNISD.
There it is. It's kind of a beach blanket, beach towel combination.
Yeah. Beach blanket bingo, and that Funicello.
There you go. I-15. There's a B-15. I-22.
That's a winner.
I-27 at the plate here. Kemp, a single off the glove of second baseman Panic, who's over on the shortstop side. Again, the shift on for Kemp. A ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases empty in the 3rd. Padres trying to open that box that says run scored. It was closed all last night.
Yeah, got to get that skunk out of the box. Where did that come from, Dick? Is that an old school term?
Yeah, I never really heard that.
Skunks out of the box when you finally score a run after having a drought.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Off the schneid.
Well, better than the aardvark out of the box.
Oh, yeah, you're talking nasty stuff
there.
there.
All the ants. One ball, 2 strikes.
Breaking ball.
Well, the expression "getting skunked" means you had beat, thoroughly shut out.
Well, there you go then.
Maybe that's where
When we got the skunk out of the box, that means you're
not going to get skunked.
You're on the board. That's right.
It's as simple as black and white, huh?
Student body left against Kemp on the Giants infield.
And a full count.
1-2. Tres Gigantes on the Izquierda side of the infield.
Belt guarding the right side. Breaking ball, and Kemp with a little hitch there, able to spoil it. Out the side. Shields, Spangenberg, and Kemp. 2-0 Giants.
Dick, we're going to go back to game 1. Matt Kemp in right field. Here are some tools that you can work on. Watch how he gets to this baseball and then circles to his glove hand side, fires a P-rod. So, getting to the ball, proper technique, and then accuracy on the throw. Pagan trying to stretch a single into a double. That is something you can work on each and every day. There's no excuse why you should be able to get to a ball and turn correctly. Matt Kemp just showed us right there.
Just practice it in the outfield.
Yep.
Throw that nice one-hopper. And Kemp, that's his 7th assist of the season. He's tied for the National League lead. Top of the order, Angel Pagan, Joe Panik, and Matt Duffy for the Giants. That combination, along with Brandon Belt, producing 2 runs in the first inning. Double by Pagan, Panik an RBI single, and then Belt a 2-out triple. High fly toward the left field foul line, and Upton calls for it. 1 away. Joe Panik lined a single to right to drive in the first run. And then he scored on Belt's triple to deep right center. 4 o'clock tomorrow. It's winner stays, loser goes home in the Women's World Cup. That game being played in Ottawa. You'll see it here on Fox.
That's going to be great. Can't wait. That's good stuff.
It's a doubleheader. You 4 o'clock, and then at 6:30,
yeah,
Padres baseball on Fox Sports San Diego.
Great sports day coming at you.
Tyson Ross tomorrow night to open the series against the D-backs against left-hander Robbie Ray. One and one. It's almost a misnomer for this young man. He doesn't seem to panic, does he? He's very cool and calm.
He sure is.
2-1. Shields trying to work him inside.
Yeah, so he doesn't get extended. A nice series for Joe Panik, 3 for 8. It's just amazing, Dick, and we talk about it quite a bit, how this game of baseball is a game of failure. And yet, you're 8 for 20 in a series. You missed 12 times, but you're having one heck of a series.
Why it is a difficult game, especially for a baseball hitter. All the way back to 1941, Ted Williams hitting 400. He made 6 outs out of 10. And a walk to Panik with 1 away. That's the first base on balls allowed by Shields, and brings up Matt Duffy.
James Shields making sure he knows who he has on a comebacker covering second base. He was indicating to Alexi Amarista at shortstop that, hey, if I get a comebacker, I'm going to be throwing to you. He's going to be covering second base on that.
Duffy struck out swinging his first at bat. Panik also stole a base when he was on in the first. So Shields gives him a good look and then misses inside. Most hits this season by Major League rookies, and Duffy already with 57, only 10 behind Billy Burns. We saw Burns over in Oakland. Good looking leadoff man. Chris Bryant, don't bet against him. Nor Jock Peterson. And Yasmani Tomas, the big Cuban outfielder, we'll see him this weekend with Arizona. Long and lean, Duffy.
Once again, James Shields, the Padres may be smelling something. Roberto Kelly, the third base coach for the Giants, flashing the signs.
Yeah, Bochy likes the hit and run.
Yep.
That's a strike. We have a moment to send along our sympathy and best wishes to Pat Van Patten, the wife of Dick Van Patten, that passed away this week. He was a common presence at Del Mar. He loved the horses. He loved animals. Yeah. 8 is Enough TV series. I mean, he was such a pleasant guy. Always happy. Always a big smile. How you doing? We lost Dick Van Patten at age 86.
Yeah, he always played that feel-good part, you know, the dad,
and that's the way he lived life. Yeah. Diabetes got it. A ball, 2 strikes on Matt Duffy. And Shields wants a meeting with young catcher Hedges. Did you see Kevin Love, an outstanding former UCLA star of basketball? How much money is enough money? You know, he's turned down an option for next year to play with the Cavaliers. He was only going to make $16.7 million. I'm going to turn that down and see if I can.
Really?
They're not going to shortchange me.
Wow.
Boy, sports business. And my mom wanted me to be a dentist. 1-2. Runner goes. Throw by Hedges is right there waiting for Panik. Good throw by the kid.
Now that little visit that they had, Shields and Hedges before that, James initiating that meeting saying, hey, you know what, let's throw a fastball in a certain location. Might give you a better chance to throw out this runner. Just a thought there, but I tell you, he couldn't have placed that one any better. Corey Spangenberg with the glove and sliding right into it is Panik for the out. Nice throw, Austin Hedges.
At the plate to pitch a ball. So it's 2-2 to Duffy. Base is now empty with 2 outs. close-up. Oh, we're right in on the bag, aren't we?
Yep.
Right into the glove. That foot. That's when a catcher has really made it easy on the infielder, when all you have to do is catch the ball and the runner slides in for the out. 2-0 Giants lead. We're in the bottom of the third here at AT&T Park. Bright sunny day. Day games, the Giants are 13-10 this year, but only 6-7 here at home. As you know, they've had trouble winning here at AT&T Park. The win last night was only their second in the last 12 games. So much for the home field advantage. It's a foul ball. Duffy started to run, but it hit him in the batter's box.
Well, Manny Gonzalez, the home plate umpire, was all over that one. Good hustle by the umpire. Hey, umpires hustle as well. They got to go out to the gaps and see if the ball is touched by the fan. And watch Manny Gonzalez. This ball is topped. Austin Hedges goes to get it, and immediately he was touched in foul territory. Hey, umpires are people too. They've got feelings.
Wait a minute. Wait
they
a minute.
Need some love.
Hey, you're getting really bold here with your commentary, aren't you? Umpires are people too.
I'm a big fan of the men in blue.
Of course you are. Where would we be without them? No, nothing in the third for the Giants. Casino, only 25 miles from Petco Park. By Jack in the Box. Try the new Double Jack today only at Jack in the Box. And by Sony, the leader of 4K Ultra HD. Palace of Fine Arts in San Francisco. And for many, they would regard this as a Palace of Sports Arts, especially when you win 3 World Series in 5 years.
Yep, no question.
Well, Venable, Padres need a run or two. Venable, Alonso, and Upton against Chris Heston, who's following the pattern of Ryan Vogelsong and 3 relief pitchers last night as they shut out the Padres on 5 hits.
Yeah, that Padre fan gets a smile on his face with the foul ball. Well, I'm going to smile on the Padre faithful here. Scoring some runs. Got to get it going. Got to shake it up.
Over but low, and it's 2-2 to Venable. Rounded into a double play. 6-3 his first time. Right side, Belt with a good glove, a nice flip to the pitcher Heston covering. One away. 6 in a row now since, make that 7 in a row since Upton singled to lead off the second. Yonder Alonso grounded to short in the first inning.
You know, Heston did win a couple ERA titles back to back in 11 and 12 in A-ball and AA. San Jose and Richmond. You can see why. I'm sure he gets in that groove. Sinker, sinker, sinker. Grounders, quick games. Fewer hits than innings pitched.
Ground ball left side. Duffy makes a nice grab of an awkward hop, and there's 2 away. Well, tomorrow on Padres POV, presented by Sequan Casino, I think you're going to enjoy this. We'll be highlighting the life and career of my favorite player, Ted Williams. And we'll go back to where he grew up and where he learned to play this game. Plus a day of giving back with Tyson Ross and a look inside the Tony Gwynn 5.5 hole. All this and more tomorrow after Padres Live on Fox Sports San Diego.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Try to chronicle, and it's tough to do. You could do an hour feature on Ted Williams, of course, but nice feeling for what he meant for baseball. And you know, we all have idols, and he was mine, and he impacted my life.
And then you became friends with him.
Yeah, that was the thrill of it all.
That's awesome.
Bob Breitbart would come to see Ted, come to see Bob, and they'd say, Dick, you want to go have some breakfast and talk baseball? Are you kidding me? Don't crawl there. Upton takes a strike, 2-1. We were at a breakfast spot that Bob Breitbart had picked, and we're waiting for Ted to arrive, and he came through the door, and his voice, he had that booming voice.
Sure.
And Aaron, he was already talking like this. He had a question. He always had a question for you, and he always thought he knew the answer. And that's why he asked you the question to see if you knew. But in this case, I got him the one and only time. He said, all right, Enberg, what's the toughest game to broadcast? Come on, what is it? I said, Ted, it's going to surprise you. It's your game. Baseball is the toughest game to call. And he said, whoa. 3-2. He said, I thought you'd say football or basketball. Nope, it's this game right here. Boy, that was a wide strike zone, and Upton caught looking. That's it for the Padres in the fourth. And coming up for San Francisco, it'll be Duffy, Posey, and check that, Posey, Belt, and Crawford. And our T-Mobile game changer. Career versus the Padres. Posey, 328 career average. 15 homers, including that grand slam last night. Got to work carefully to him.
Other than that one pitch, the bad pitch from Ian Kennedy, the Padres pitching staff is pitching him pretty well in this series. Tuesday 0 for 4 with a walk, and then that one bad pitch last night. Other than that, 4-3, 4-3 in the fielder's choice. And today 0 for 1.
So he's 1 for 9 for the series. That's a big one. It was his 4th grand slam in the regular season. Also hit one in the playoffs. Didn't like that call. 2 strikes the count.
Curveball.
Posey, just a great athlete, and as a kid was really the shortstop. You have shortstop pitcher. That's where you put your best players. And the scouts saw his potential as a catcher. They were right. All-star. Rookie of the year, and Shields handcuffs him there. 5 strikeouts now for James Shields.
We've seen many times when you can go soft on Buster Posey late. That's exactly what James does here. Out of the hand. What is it? Looks like some type of breaking ball. Little slider. It brings him to his knees. Bad looking hack right there. Good pitch from James Shields.
Brandon Belt tripled to right center to knock in one of the 2 runs scored by the Giants in the first inning. Padres go home to host the Arizona Diamondbacks over the weekend at Petco Park. Colorado comes here to AT&T for the weekend. Dodgers still leading at Chicago 4-0. Arizona and Colorado later. 2-1.
Look like James breaking out the cutter / slider. That strikeout had a little bit of slide action to it, and that last pitch there. Fastball away, fastball in. Slider, cutter, curveball. Slider, changeup. You got a lot going on there, Professor.
Yeah, Belt backed out. A little too much time taken.
Well, let's settle on the changeup.
And it's hit well to right center field. Same place he drove the last one. All the way to that 421 sign. He has 1 triple. Brandon Belt has 2 triples. Stand-up triple, and with 1 out, the Giants threaten to add to their 2-0 lead. Boy, 2 at-bats, 2 triples. Again, you come to the ballpark, and you might see something that hasn't happened all season long.
You know, the first triple was a hanging breaking ball, a curveball to Brandon Belt in that first inning for the RBI, and this one here was a changeup. We peeked in to Austin Hedges. It was the wiggle. It was a changeup that was left up in the zone. There's the changeup grip. Speeds up his bat, knee high, and sends it to the 421 part of this ballpark, just like he did the first time.
So the infield comes in. 233 at-bats on the season for Belt. 1 triple, 2 at-bats, 2 triples today. Try to choke off the run. Brandon Crawford, the hitter. Grounded to short his first time. Good stop by Hedges. Middlebrooks, Amarista, Spanchenberg, and Alonso, the Padre infield, in tight. Crawford looking for his 43rd run batted in.
Remember, you have to throw over there. It was a couple, 2-3 years ago where that rule changed. You cannot fake to third. If your intent is to go over there, you have to follow through and throw to third base. That's a timing play with the third baseman.
Shields is about the only Padre pitcher that tries it. Hasn't worked yet this year, but you never know. 2-0. Blanco on deck. Another left-handed bat. pitch has been low. Hedges had trouble locating that. It was right between his legs. So 3-0 the count. Shields has not. Well, he has walked one. That was panic in the third. He struck out 5. Here's a situation where the sign may be out that if you like the pitch 3-0, go ahead.
Absolutely. Especially with that infield drawn in. Fastball away.
Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. First and third for the Giants here in the fourth with 1 out, and Blanco comes up.
Well, now the infielders can move back with 1 out, try to work for a double play.
Middlebrooks will play in on the grass. Blanco's a good bunter.
Way in at third base for Will.
So the Giants will hit into the double play, as you can see. Third most National League. Inside target. Off speed. Breaking ball.
Yeah, way out in front of it. He missed with location, but it works to his advantage. Blanco swinging and missing. Got to be careful with that slow breaking ball with the left-handed hitter, because that big hole on that right side, it will speed up his bat. Easier for him to hit that hole on that right side.
Safety squeeze. He takes the ball. Belt down the line at third.
Big Bo giving the signs like, have him swing away. So he put his hands together like, yeah, that could be decoy though. You never know. I think
that might even be the sign.
Yeah, I think he's got him swinging though, if I'm a betting man.
Runner goes, and a line drive to right field. That's going to fall in front of Kemp. Belt can walk in for the run. It's 3-0. Blanco just tearing up the Padre pitching in this series. Can't keep him off base. Down to Travis Ishikawa. First and second with 1 out.
Giants are taking advantage of some pitches that are up in the zone. Take a look at this one, and off location. That's outer third, and Austin Hedges wanted it down away, but elevated just too much.
So Blanco on base for the 8th time in the series. Ishikawa took a third strike. First time. Crawford at second, Blanco at first. Off speed, and 0-2 the count. 60th pitch coming up from Shields. So 2 things in the biography of Shields indicated this would be a good day for him and the Padres. One, his record in road games, and the other, his record in the final game of a series. Both outstanding. I guess the Giants aren't reading those credentials. They lead 3-0, 2 on. Still only 1 out here in the fourth. The ball, 2 strikes. The pitcher Heston next. Final game of the series in his career, 49-24, and he's 4-0 this year. Good play.
Yeah, that's being the stopper, especially if you need to win a game at the end of the series. You bet.
And on the road, he's 63-48, 4-1 this year.
And he wants the ball. That's his type of attitude he has. He wants that ball in a situation where you can win a series, or if you've lost the first two.
Light breeze blowing out toward right field today. Just enough to unfurl the big flanks out in right center. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 6 strikeouts now for Shields. And our game is presented today in HD by Sony 4K.
That last curveball from James Shields looked great in HD. Really got on top of it. Perfect location to get Ishikawa.
Heston, the pitcher, struck out swinging the first time. He has 6 hits this year. Not an automatic out by any means. Curveball grounded toward the hole and through. Charged by Upton. They're waving in. The runner, and scoring is Crawford. It's 4-0. Heston helps himself. That's the 3rd RBI of the year for him.
Oh, looked like that swing from Heston, just trying to make contact as James Shields. What has he thrown right here? It's a curveball. Speeds up his bat. Middle in, up, and just out of the reach of Middlebrooks. And then the race is on. Roberto Kelly sending Crawford. Walks and all. Make it 4-0.
Blanco stops at second. Heston's there at first base. Another notch in his belt with the RBI. And top of the order, Angel Pagan.
A lot of pitches, handful of pitches up in the zone for James Shields, and the Giants are taking advantage of it. That's where he needs to be with the off-speed stuff and the breaking ball. That was an excellent pitch by Shields.
In his last start, Shields at Arizona fell behind 4-0 after 3 innings. Now 4-0 in the 4th. Then he settled down. Padres tried to rally, had some chances, but finally succumbed 4-2.
And 25 this inning for James. You can see he's visibly upset. He's ticked. Hey, he's a pedal to the metal type guy. He wants to leave it all out there. Max effort.
One and 2. Pagan sets up right on that inside corner, so Shields backs him out of there. His double in the first inning kicked off that 2-run first. Belled a triple, knocking in a run. Belled another triple. Here in the 4th to start a 2-run go around for the Giants. 2-2. 2 outs, 2 on, and a foul ball pulled past first. Deuce is wild. 2 runs in, 2 runners on, 2 outs, 2-2 the count.
That was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. A lot of off-speed pitches today from James Shields, which he will do. Not real heavy on the fastball. And take a look, 38%, and then mix it in the curveball, changeup, and cutter. So a lot of off-speed pitches.
Stop by Hedges. That ball.
He's had
a wicked hop.
Yeah, he's had a handful of those today. Doing a fine job smothering those breaking balls.
But that takes the count full and will give the runners a jump start here on the next pitch. Blanco from second. The pitcher Heston from first base.
That was the 30th pitch for James Shields. Hopefully he can seal the deal, get out of this inning on 31.
Runners go, and a fly ball into right field for a base hit. That'll score another. Blanco's in. It's 5-0. Fooled on the pitch, but he had enough left. Kept his weight back, just threw the bat out, and singles to right field for the RBI base hit.
And it looked like the pitch was up in the zone too, enabling Pagan to stay on that pitch and hit the line drive to right center field.
Pagan a single and a double today.
Let's see it out of the hand of Shields. Change up. Actually, that pitch was down. I stand corrected, but it was an off-speed pitch. He stayed back, like you said, Dick, just enough. Kept those hands back enough to pull that ball. So that ball was below the knees, it looked like. Let's check it out. Foot is down. Body is going out. And the bat just kind of dragging, kind of feeling, kind of slowing up, speeding up that bat, enabling him to pull it to right center field.
Don't have to swing hard to get a base hit. So 3 runs home here in the 4th inning. Lead 5-0. Heston winds up at third, Pagan at first, and here's Joe Panik. RBI single and a walk. Padres last night fell 6-0 and now trail 5-0. And for the first time we see action down the right field line as walking into the bullpen area, Frank Garces and Kevin Quackenbush. Two strikes now on Panik. Eighth man to bat here in the 4th inning. It started with Posey striking out, then Belt tripled, Crawford walked, Blanco singled in 1 run, pitcher Heston singled another, and Pagan the third with a base hit. 5 runs and 7 hits for San Francisco. Slaps that foul.
Kevin Quackenbush down there in the bullpen added protection for Justin Hatcher, who's catching Frank Garcia. See right here? Quack's right there on the move, because if there's a ball hit, he's got to move this way, that way, so he can protect Justin Hatcher, who's got his back turned to the hitter. Very important duties right there for Kevin Quackenbush. Hey, can I see your ID? Got the velvet rope in front of him. Now looks like Marcos Mateo is going to go down there and join Frank Garces.
And it's on the inside corner, strike 3. Panik caught looking, but 8 men come to bat. 3 of them score. After 4, it's 5-0.
where there is all sorts of Giants memorabilia. And I'm going to show you some of these autographed balls from former Giants players, some that you may find pretty cool. Dave Roberts is up here, our own Mark Sweeney as well. But come over here, I'm going to show you my favorite. Can you guess who we can find? How about this one? Mark Grant. That one's worth a heck of a lot, guys.
Yeah.
Well, they need to fill space somehow, right?
That's a nice display case.
That is a nice display, yeah.
The fact they remember you, that's important. You know, you've got your statement here.
Made a lot of good friends in the Giants organization back in the day.
Will Middlebrook starts for the Padres here in the 5th inning. Down by 5 against Chris Heston. Padres with a couple of hits. Kemp and Upton with singles. Middlebrooks fly to right his first at bat. There's that swerve that Heston throws. Brooks works the count to 3-1. Padres need some base activity.
Yeah, need to get something going. Somebody wake up that bat rack down there in that Padres dugout. There's that two-seamer that comes back and bites the outside corner. He's a short armor, Chris Heston, not an overthrower. Just nice and easy.
Line drive caught by Panic. Great reactions by the second baseman to take a base hit away from Middlebrooks.
Well, nothing you can do there with Heston throwing that two-seamer. Will Middlebrooks stays on it nicely, takes it the opposite way. Now watch Panic, upper right of your screen. First step, bang, backhand, timed perfectly.
He has such good baseball instincts. Praise him the same when he's in the batter's box, that he really thinks he knows the game, thinks the game well. He acted perfectly there. No hesitation. And takes away a hit. Amarista.
You know what Joe Panic kind of reminds me of, Dick? And I've said this before, but back in 1986, a kid was called up from Double-A, his first spring training. He won the job out of spring training and never looked back, and that was Robbie Thompson.
Good call. Easy roller to second. Panic with an assist. 2 away.
Robbie wasn't flashy, but he did everything correctly. He did everything right. He could field the routine ground ball. He had decent range. He was good on the double play. From Double-A Shreveport to the big leagues in 1986 and never looked back. Under the radar.
And the way he wanted it.
Yeah.
Let the other guys be the stars. I'll just be a complimentary player. Austin Hedges grounded to third his first time. And takes a strike.
Of course, Robbie was a right-handed hitter. Joe Panic left-handed. Out of the University of Florida.
Heston, the strike thrower, hasn't walked a man, and he jumps in front. 2 strikes on Hedges.
Just like that no-hitter in New York. 11 strikeouts, no walks for the right-hander.
Today, 4 strikeouts and no bases on balls. He did hit 3 in that no-hitter. And that's 3 pitches taken, strike 3. Middle of this one, 4.5 innings in the book. It's 5-0 the home side.
gentlemen, will interrupt you to show another San Francisco Giant triple. Matt Duffy leading off. That's the third triple for San Francisco today. But it is a triples yard, especially to right center.
And with that triple, more action now. Frank Garces will start to throw again in the Padre bullpen.
8th hit for San Francisco, 3 of them 3-baggers.
Ball down over the heart of the plate. Just out of the reach of Matt Kemp.
So close for Kemp. Posey, comebacker and out, and struck out 0 for 2. Infield halfway. Ball 1. Shields about to offer his 80th pitch. Garces continues to throw in the pen. 2-0. With a looper into right field for a hit. That'll bring in Duffy. It's 6-0. So everyone in the lineup with a base hit except for Crawford and Ishikawa. Posey knocks in his 46th of the season. And brings up Brandon Belt, up twice, 2 triples. And this interesting information related to the 2 triples. The last Giant player to have 2 triples in a game, or excuse me, 3 triples, should Belt accomplish that again. 3 triples in a game, 1960. Then you can guess 1960 who that might have been.
My first guess would be the Say Hey Kid.
I think you're guessing right. Willie Mays.
Wow.
Yeah. 3 triples in a game in 1960.
Pat Murphy takes a walk that no manager likes to exercise, and that's to take out a pitcher. A tough outing for James Shields. We'll take a break.
The 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup. They continue with the quarterfinals as China squares off against Alex Morgan and Team USA. It's a winner-go-home type of matchup for both teams. Coverage begins at 4 p.m. Pacific tomorrow on your local Fox station. Catch the whole tournament streaming live on Fox Sports Go. So root on Team USA and good luck to the Women's World Cup team.
If the U.S. women do advance, then the semifinal will be on Tuesday, and they would play the winner of the Germany-France match.
This guy's reading about it in the Daily Post.
Frank Garces enters the game. Posey with an RBI single at first base, no one out in the 5th inning, and Brandon Belt, who has belted 2 triples in the game, steps up. And our pitching change is brought to you by El Cajon Ford.
Last time out for Frank was on the 21st back at Arizona, trying to stop the bleeding here with nobody out. Inherits a runner. It was all the way back on Sunday in Arizona for Frank.
You mentioned Belt has been cold with the bat, but when he gets hot, he is blistering, and he's got a couple of triples to start his payday today. One on the fastball.
Yeah, upstairs by design to kind of like that, change the eye angle.
There it is, Willie Mays with 3 triples back in 1960. And you want to go back another 40 years to 1920. Ross Young's with 3. Belt has 2, and he's got this bat and maybe 2 more. And even though both of his drives are to right center, they play him toward left center.
A lot of home runs right there.
There's the say hey kid. Got him swinging. Garces comes in to strike out Belt, and that'll bring up Brandon Crawford, another left-handed hitter. Let's take a look at our Fan Diego fans of the game.
See if we recognize anybody wearing the Padre unis today here at AT&T Park. Good seats right there by that couple. Going 1984 with that jersey.
First pitch strike to Crawford. 0 for 8 in the series. So the Padres on this 3-stop road trip, they split 2 over on the east side of the bay against the Oakland A's. Rolled by the mound. Spangenberg makes the play for the second out as Posey moves to second. When they go to Arizona, they lose the rubber game of that 3-game series. Come here, take an extra inning, comeback win 3-2. Shutout last night, trying to come home 4-4, but it's going to be difficult now, down 6-0.
Dick, is it just me, or you just mentioned we were in Oakland? Does that sound like last month?
It's been a long trip, and sometimes players and announcers flatten out at the end of these things.
More Padre fans, yeah.
Ground ball into right field. Blanco has another hit. They're waving Posey home. It's 7-0. What a series for Gregor Blanco. 2 for 3 today. Blanco was 2 for 2 in a walk in an RBI last night, and in the first game of the series he was 2 for 3 with 2 walks. That run goes on James Shields' card.
Well, Frank Garza's coming in. He got Belt to strike out, but got to get those numbers down against lefties. That's his primary reason out of the bullpen, to get those lefties out. He left a hanging breaking ball up for Blanco.
This game will take a big bite out of Shields' ERA. 4 innings, 7 runs, all earned, 9 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. Ishikawa has struck out both times facing Shields. And Justin Maxwell hits for him. Bruce Bochy bringing the right-handed bat into the game. Maxwell batting .219, 6 home runs. Slices that one down in the bullpen area. Ball dudes, they call them, veteran campaigners that guard the 2 foul lines.
Let's see the effort here. Over the railing, 2-handed grab, and oh, you had it and you lost it.
That's the glove's fault. I mean, it just brought the wrong glove.
He's having fun down there.
That's a great little touch they have.
Yes, it is.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Maxwell goes down, but the Giants add 2 more and lead 7-0.
Park and want to catch a foul ball. As they say, there's an app for that. Ideal Seats is calculated the best place to sit at each ballpark if you want to catch a foul ball. And here in section 101 is the best place at AT&T Park. This ballpark was actually one of the first ones they looked at. They calculated data of every foul ball over the last 2 years and decided on section 101. They say about 30 balls leave the park between home runs and foul balls. So pretty neat app. You go in. If you want to go to Petco Park, you want 2 tickets, you're going to go night game, any kind of variation you want, they'll tell you the best available seat to catch a foul ball. However, I've been here 3 innings, hit or miss sometimes. Nothing this way quite yet. Seem to all be going behind the plate today.
Thanks, Chris. And I was just going to ask you that. How long have you been down there? So I say hang down there one more inning. You might come back with a souvenir.
Hey, would you sign it? Can we put it up there in the club
sweet.
area?
You're so nice. I
That
appreciate
thing's worth
that.
like $20.
You could probably give $1 for that ball and get some change back.
Melvin Upton leads it off here in the 6th inning, batting for the pitcher Garces. And he's going to drop one into left field for a base hit. It's only the 3rd hit off Chris Heston today. So that old idea of trying to find a seat where you get a souvenir, if that's your want, come to a game and have a better chance. At Petco Park, it's got to be down that left field corner, that souvenir corner.
No question about it. And a good-looking swing by Melvin Upton Jr. off the bench. Some power being distributed from those legs. Good extension from Melvin.
Spangenberg up one, struck out.
I would say Melvin has a longer swing than his brother Justin. And nothing wrong with that.
Back to the pitcher, shortstop for one, first base double play. Second double play turned by the Giants today, and a made-to-order comebacker, but Heston, to his credit, no hesitation. He fired it to the bag at second, and then Crawford did the rest.
That's something you can practice every day as a pitcher as well. Not only just throwing strikes, quality strikes, but you got to learn how to throw to the bases. There are some pitchers who get the thing. Start having to throw to a base, they start, changing their delivery or their arm action. Next thing you know, they can't fire a strike to second base. That was perfectly executed.
Kemp opened the game with a single and then doubled up when Venable hit into a 6-3 double play. Shift is on. Right side is open. Belda's halfway between first and second. Well, Maxwell has come into the game after pinch hitting in right, and Blanco moves from right to left. And he hits it to right field. A long run for Maxwell. He makes the catch. To the bottom of the sixth. 7-0 San Francisco. Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today and see how much you could save. By Petco, what we feed them matters. And by Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. No phony sales, just pure value. Famous Rock Alcatraz. San Francisco bathed in beautiful clear skies, sunshiny day this Thursday afternoon. As Marcus Mateo just called up from El Paso, he pitched last night. Comes in to work the sixth inning, and Chris Heston, the pitcher, leads off. RBI single last time up. Mateo worked an inning last night, allowed a hit, struck out 2, and he strikes out Heston. We go to the top of the order.
Yeah, Marcos was fun to watch last night. I'm glad he's getting a chance. Back-to-back outings. He works quickly, gets up on that hill. He's got the fastball. He also has the breaking ball, and just because it's the pitcher up there doesn't mean he's just going to lay it in there. He throws the slider down and away for the strikeout.
Mateo is 31. Was the star of the Dominican Winter League. And his last major league action before last night was going back 4 years when he pitched a few games with the Cubs. Right one to Pagan. Couple of hits, 2 for 3, a double in the first inning, and that set the stage for a 2-run first. Singled in a run in the fourth.
You noticed that Mateo from San Cristobal, Dominican Republic, Los Caimanes. It's one of the teams they used to have down there. If you ever get a chance to go see some winter vacation, go to the Dominican, check out some baseball down there.
I'd like to do that.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I'd like to go down and see the Padre Academy as well. Skip rope by Pagan. Ball in at his feet. Two runs in the first for the Giants, 3 more in the fourth, and a couple in the fifth for a 7-0 lead. Bruce Bochy's team has had trouble scoring, especially here at home. Not the last 2 games. Drive drive deep to right, but he pulled that way out in front. That goes, believed, into the drink, into the Covey Cove. But foul.
Now that wall jets out from the right field foul pole into left center field and in foul territory here, right there. I mean that's closer than right here because it's at an angle.
That's less than 300 feet where that ball went out, and a swing and a miss. Another strikeout from Mateo.
Marco's working his magic here in San Francisco. The slider again, down and in to Pagan. As Dick mentioned, 2 strikeouts last night in an inning and 2 strikeouts here in the 6th.
Joe Panik, an RBI single in the first inning. He's walked and struck out. The Giants with a shutout last night. They lead the majors in shutouts, and Panik busts one through the left side for a 2-out single. Second hit today, and the 11th by the Giants. And our closed captioning is presented by Wiener Schnitzel.
Had a nice day out in the canoe. Nice and relaxing. Get a little workout in. Row your boat.
Duffy tripled his last time. Slices that down the right field side. Is that where Chris is located? Maybe she got
Yeah,
that
she was
souvenir.
down in that area. You're right, Dick.
You got to go dig for it, though. You can't just wait for it to come to you.
No.
You got to go attack.
Yeah, it's a full-on scrum down there. Easter egg hunt.
Giants with 11 hits and 11 strikeouts. And the fan with a glove makes a nice catch on that ball in the second level. See, that's the problem. Chris doesn't bring her glove. We got to get.
I got a glove for it right there.
Right there.
Can't miss with that one.
And it's 500 plus feet away from home plate. You're not going to get too many chances. Swing and a miss. Duffy down as Mateo strikes out the side after 6. 7-0 Giants.
Will make good decisions in terms of who's on the team. I have been wrong before, and if in fact we get a result that people within the game, the owners, the players feel is intolerable, we'll be prepared to make changes that will alter. There will be fan balloting no matter what, but it may, the rules can change in a way that might prevent whatever problem people see in the results that we may or may not get this year.
Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred is here in San Francisco watching the game today. That was a press conference held before game time and addressing the issue as to how we can best involve the fans in the balloting without stuffing the ballot box. Kansas City and St. Louis making somewhat of a mockery of it, the process, so it may have to be adjusted for the next year, but the fans will have their say.
I really like our new commissioner. Had a chance to hear him speak this offseason. Seems to be a very personable guy.
First walk of the day for Chris Heston as Venables aboard. Here's the American League All-Star balloting, and here's what we're talking about. Kansas City, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the men right now would be going to the All-Star game, and Cabrera finally is past the Kansas City Hosmer there at first base. But I mean, it's just yes, everyone has a chance to vote as often as they want, but that isn't the spirit of the thing. If you're a baseball fan, you want your players to be in there, but you just don't vote blindly for everybody. Is that what baseball wants? It is being addressed.
Yeah, there is no really perfect system, is there? But like Mr. Commissioner Manfred said, they will weigh all the options and maybe change the rules a little bit. The fans will still have an important part in it.
I mean, you want their involvement, obviously. Alonso, the hitter. Ground ball to first. That's one out. Back to the short. Bad throw and safe is Venable. So they avoid the double play. The Padres have hit into 2 today, and Venable moves into scoring position. A chance to spoil the shutout bid of Chris Heston.
Well, with that ball hit so closely to first base, that's the right move by Belt. Now the force is off, as Dick mentioned, and Will Venable. Well, you can see there was no real throwing lane because Will kind of bellied towards the inside part of the baseline there, enabling Belt to have to throw to the third base side of second base.
He didn't really have a good shot at the bag at second. So Venable to second base with 1 out, and Justin Upton, who has a single and a strikeout today. Strike 1. Padres trying to avoid being shut out for the 12th time this year. They swallowed their 11th last night, more than any major league team. But they're also facing the Giants, who have recorded most shutouts, 12. So first Padre in scoring position today. Only 3 hits and a walk. In fact, going into this inning, 6 innings, Heston has pitched to only 1 man over the minimum. A couple of hits, but a couple of double plays supporting him to erase base traffic. Stays alive, 2 strikes.
Oh, pretty quiet box score.
Tampa single, Upton a single. And Melvin Upton not on the list there. He hit for the pitcher with a base hit for the 3 hits. One and 2. Only 82 pitches for Heston. Throwing strikes. Only walk is right here in the 7th inning. The leadoff hitter Venable walked. Only 2 walks from Giant pitching last night. So tomorrow night, if you've made your ticket plans, Petco Park, it'll be the Arizona Diamondbacks. You'll get a chance to see one of the top players in the game in Paul Goldschmidt. Tyson Ross will be on the mound following his best effort of the year last time out, winning his 4th against left-hander Robbie Ray. 6:30 for us here on Fox Sports San Diego. Ground ball sharply foul. Just missed the bag at third. Then Saturday, 6:30 as well, our TV time, 7:05, 7:10 for game time. Cashner will go against Hellickson. That's the beach towel giveaway. Saturday night baseball night in San Diego. And then Sunday, a 1 o'clock game, 12:30 here on Fox Sports San Diego. Despaigne against Chase Anderson. Swing and a miss. Changeup hits Upton, and for Heston, that's his 6th strikeout. Well, time now for moments in Padres history, brought to you by Geico. April 12, 2015. The Padres' last Grand Slam was against the Giants. Unexpected source. Catcher Will Nieves came through. A huge Grand Slam off Jake Peavy, leading the Padres to a 6-4 win. That's the Grand Slam last night by Buster Posey. So 2 outs to Will Middlebrooks, who has flied out and lined to second.
You know, Chris Heston is just making it look so easy after not overthrowing it all. He just flipped up a changeup to get Justin Upton, one of the few we've seen today. But sinker, slider, changeup, staying out of the heart of the plate.
And falls behind a rare 3-0 count. Giants 7 runs, 11 hits. Padres no runs, 3 hits.
And I'm still scratching my head. I can't figure it out with the lack of offense. It's unbelievable.
Right, this team should be shut out more than any team in baseball.
I would have lost that bet.
High fly ball to center. That's the deep part of the yard. Pagan, the wind's got that one, and he can't make the play. In to score is Venable, and on his way to third is Middlebrooks. We mentioned that the wind blowing out, and that carried that ball away from Pagan. He thought he had it all the way, and all of a sudden he's running into the wall. Padres are finally on the board at 7-1.
Let's see where this pitch is. That two-seamer leaks back towards the heart of the plate. Pagan starting to run out of room. Does he get glove? It was in his pocket. It was in the glove. Then he kisses the wall and then loses the ball. He had it in the glove. Wall out.
The Padres finally in 2 games dent the scoreboard. The wall becoming their ally on that play.
He loses a lens in the process of his glasses.
Fortunately, doesn't cut himself. So Middlebrooks winds up at third with a triple in his 28th run batted in. Here's Amarista. He's flied out and grounded out. Jeremy Affeldt first out of the dugout and jogging down into the bullpen area. The left-hander for the Giants. So the leadoff walk comes around to score. Marista base hit to make it 7-2 here. Sean Kelly. A ball and a strike to Amarista. In an effort to create some offense, Pat Murphy juggling that lineup, moving Amarista up to the number 6 spot. Highest he's hit all year. And of course today James Shields, the pitcher, hit 8th. First time all season the Padres have used that device. Ground ball, right field. That'll get the run home. Middlebrook scores. It's 7-2. Amarista's 17th run batted in of the year.
You know, we talked about yesterday, second, third time around for pitchers. That was the third time around for Alexi, 0 for 2. He's seen him. The foot is down, and go to Hackett hits that ball on the right side cleanly for the RBI. And the big Ragu, Dave Righetti, pitching coach for the Giants, out to have a chat.
This is a delay tactic to get his bullpen ready. Both a left-hander and a right-hander now getting loose, and they just got up, so they need some time.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of a big chocolate sundae. Oh, of the San Diego Padres, that is. Oh, Ghirardelli chocolate coming your way, Professor. Syrup, ice cream, cherries, whipped cream.
Yeah, you get that right here at the ballpark.
Yeah.
I had to go all the way down to Fisherman's Wharf to get mine. So 2 runs in for the Padres here in the 7th. It's 7-2. And Austin Hedges, he's grounded out and struck out. The Padres have made a good habit of coming from behind. The mountain a little high to climb, 7-0, but they're trying a line drive at the left fielder Blanco, and that'll end the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits, stretch half of the 7th. Giants lead at 7-2. First inning, the Giants struck. Joe Panik with an RBI single, made it 1-0, and with 2 outs, Brandon Belt laced one to right center field to drive in the second run 2-0, and then they continued in the 4th inning, and the pitcher Chris Heston got into the act. He grounded a single to left field. Part of 4 hits and 3 runs scored by the Giants. They got 2 more in the 5th inning off James Shields. That's our Harris game summary. The Padres with their 2 runs top half of the 7th. A walk to Venable, RBI triple Middlebrooks, and an RBI single from Amarista. Mateo into a 2nd inning. Posey, Belt, and Crawford scheduled. Posey an RBI single, scored a run in the 5th inning, struck out and bounced to the mound the other 2 at bats. Deep to right field, and that's slicing away from Kemp. He'll have to play it against the wall. And Posey into second base. Another hit for the All-Star catcher.
Well, when Buster Posey is swinging the bat well, he uses foul pole to foul pole. Yeah, you hang him a breaking ball, he'll pull it, but he'll take a fastball the opposite way as well. And the advantage of having 309 down that right field side, the closer you hit it to that foul pole, it shortens up, then it jets out into the gap. Takes this Mateo pitch the opposite way.
Dozen hits now for the Giants this afternoon. Here's Belt, a pair of triples his first 2 times up. Triples to right center field. Struck out facing the left-hander Garces, but now looks out at the righty Marcus Mateo. Ground ball sharply to Alonso. He'll get the unassisted out there at first. Moving to third, Posey. And with one away, Brandon Crawford will step up. And it's time for our Cholula flamethrower.
And with Marcos Mateo on the hill, the flamethrower heats up to 94. Yeah, that's hot sauce. And we'll have to find out where we can find some fish tacos for Mark Sweeney.
Yeah, Pat Murphy trying to stir the pot, improve the soup. Starting his lineup card along with Dave Roberts.
Got the pitcher spot for the Padres coming up next half inning in the top of the 8th. Looking over their scorecards.
Infield in, and Crawford tags one deep to right field. The back goes Kemp. It's off the wall. Another run scores. Crawford going for 3. Not another triple. Goodness. That's the 5th triple in the game. 4 by the Giants. Crawford knocking in his 43rd run of the game, of the season. And they take back one of the 2 runs the Padres scored in the top half of the inning.
Well, thought this ball had a chance, and Matt Kemp couldn't get back to it off the wall, so that's when the outfielder has to retreat. And there's a lot of nooks and crannies out there. You never know which way that ball's going to bounce.
Posey scores for the 2nd time today.
No chance of getting that one on the fly. No chance.
2 triples by Belt. Now the triple by Crawford. Duffy with a triple. And the Padres Middlebrooks with a 3-base hit. Blanco 2 for 3. And wearing up Padre pitching in the series. He's now raised his average up over 300, currently batting .303. Padres came in on Tuesday night. He was hitting .274, so raised his average 29 points. Infield in, and there's a soft fly ball. Middlebrooks in foul. They killed! It's in the sun. He had trouble. Foul ball. Kind of symbolizes how it's gone the last couple of days. He'll be charged with an error. Lost it in the sun. Wasn't hit very high, but he just couldn't find it.
Kind of odd. Will not wearing the shades. He's got the eye black on. He's shading. And just at the last second, loses it.
So Blanco gets a second chance. Another pop fly. Hedges going over, but that'll be out of play. The official score does not charge Middlebrooks with an error.
Wow.
He's got a big heart, huh? Sorry for losing it in the sun.
Is that almost like a sun double, like a ball that's lost in the sun in the outfield, and they give him a quote sun double? All right.
So take away the error. 2-2 now to Blanco. of RBIs and a pair of singles. Infield tight. Crawford off third. And a full count. Justin Maxwell will replace the starter Travis Ishikawa. Is on deck. As we said, you never know what you're going to find at the ball yard when you come out. Fly ball to center. Venable makes the catch. Crawford tags, and he will score. So the 2 runs scored by the Padres in the top half of the inning, negated by the Giants 2 here in the bottom half of the 7th. Credit Blanco with his 3rd RBI of the game. And get this, with 4 triples today, that's the first time the Giants have done that in a game in 55 years.
Wow.
Since 1960. Now, if you want to go back to our day, you know, when we were kids, 1923, we had 6 triples. But modern era, this is something that you had to wait a long time for if you were a Giants fan. 4 triples in a game, and we're not done yet. Maxwell struck out his only at bat. So Marcus Mateo touched up for a couple of runs, the first 2 he's allowed. Coming up from El Paso. 1-2. On the outside corner, says plate umpire Gonzalez. Maxwell didn't think so, but that's the inning. 2 more runs for the Giants. Yeah, I've made that rather clear through the years. The splendid Splinter, the Kid, Teddy Bowl game.
That's a good Williams. One. Absolutely.
Just to feel his presence and going to where he grew up in North Park in San Diego. Well, Jeremy Affeldt comes in from the bullpen. That's kind of unusual. Bruce Bochy lets Heston go out. He warms up to start this 8th inning, and then I guess Bruce had a second thought about it all and decided, well, maybe he's had enough. So 7 innings for Heston, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts, and he beckons Affeldt from the bullpen. While he warms up, a look ahead to the weekend series. Paul Goldschmidt, Yasmani Tomas, A.J. Pollock all having good seasons, and Goldschmidt a sensational year so far, the leading hitter in baseball at 364 against the Padres 364, and that's just about his average on the season.
Yeah, Yasmani Tomas making tremendous adjustments, using the bigger part of the field, predominantly just going the other way when we saw him in spring training. A.J. Pollock always a tough out.
And the pitching matchup tomorrow, we'll see hard throwing left-hander Robbie Ray gets it up over 95 miles an hour. The Padres did solve his deliveries, however, as Tyson Ross had a terrific outing in Arizona, and he'll get the call tomorrow looking for his 5th win of the year. We'll be on the air at 6:30 here on Spot Fox Sports San Diego. Good seats available. Hope to see you at Petco. So Affeldt to work the 8th inning, and Jan Solarte will lead off for the Padres, and he greets him with a line drive down the left field line, and that's into the corner. Solarte into second base with a leadoff 2-base hit. Padres trailing 9-2 as we open the 8th inning. 14 doubles now for Solarte. Then Barmes will bat for Spangenberg. Hitting 9th in the order, Spangenberg.
Now, we talked quite a bit about missing location. Even though the score the way it is, 9-2, Affeldt trying to have clean, quick innings. He misses down and in and speeds up the bat of Solarte. He wanted to backdoor that breaking ball.
Manny Gonzalez can bark him out, can't he? 287 average, couple of home runs. Jeremy Affeldt has done a terrific job inheriting runners and not allowing them to score. He starts fresh in this inning. The runner is his own, double by Solarte. Allowed only 1 of 17 inherited runners to score. Barmes goes the other way, and that's going to fall for a base hit into the right field corner. Into score comes Solarte, and into second with an RBI double. Fred Barmes, back-to-back 2-base hits for the Padres. It's now 9-3. Well, those 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Yep. This took the life right out of the Padres.
Absolutely right. You try to get back into slam range because the grand slam, you try to tie it up, but those 2 runs are huge. And Clint Barmes continues to hit Affeldt well before this at bat, hitting 300, now 4 for 11. And 2 doubles off of Jeremy Affeldt for Clint Barmes.
Javier Lopez. Seems every time you play the Giants, you see a Javier Lopez in every game.
Yep.
Pitched last night. On the same night as alma mater, University of Virginia, won the College World Series. Swinging bunt goes foul off the bat of Matt Kemp. Kemp is singled, struck out, and flied to right. 9-3. Pair of doubles to greet Affeldt from pinch hitters Solarte and Barmes. Dodgers were winners today in Chicago. Giants, should they win, would be 1 game back. Padres had hoped to win to stay within 5.5. One and 1 to Kemp.
sounded good, didn't it?
Yes,
Hit deep
it
to
did.
center, and the wind will help this one to the center field wall and off the wall. Touch him off. Kemp circles the bases. His 5th home run of the year. Maybe that leadoff spot suits him. And the Padres get 2 more. And it's a 9-5 game. Yes, those 2 runs in the 7th. Boy, that would have made it interesting, huh? So Alfeld gives up 3 straight extra base hits.
Matt Kemp taking care of a pitch down and in. He wanted that one away, and that's right in the wheelhouse of Matt Kemp, and I think Matt knew he got it. Ball looked like it hit right at the top of the wall.
Just enough for Kemp, number 5 on the season. RBIs 37 and 38. The Padres get to Alfeld in a hurry. Doubles by the pinch hitters, Solarte and Barmes, and then Kemp with a 2-run home run. 9-5. Eric Norris is going to pinch hit here. A little delay. Wonder if Alfeld is about to get the hook here. It was the Padres striking quickly, so Padre bats have forced more activity down in the San Francisco bullpen. Norris hitting for Venable. Sergio Romo, he limped off last night. He's had trouble with the knee all season long. He and Lopez busy in the bullpen. 1-1. Norris trying to break out of a tough run here. The last 10 games, he's 4 for the last 38, and he struck out 17 times in those 10 games. Foul ball. There's another classic example of how important your bullpen is. Absolutely. To hold the team. No matter what the score, don't give them any more. Instead of 7-5, it's 9-5.
Just because you fall behind 7-0 or wherever the score may be at any certain time, just because the other team scored 7 runs doesn't mean that you can't score 7 runs. But many times the teams have come back. Well, it's so important.
Low, and a full count now to Norris. Some of these 41,533, another sellout, the 365th consecutive here at AT&T. Get a little nervous here. Still no one out in the 8th inning and 3 runs home. And ball 4. Alfeld really struggling. That's going to be all for him. Javier Lopez, the left-hander, beckoned from the bullpen. A pitching change for the Giants. Padres with a man on, no one out, 3 runs in. It's 9-5.
3 runs scored by the Padres here in the 8th inning. In between innings, Marcotte going over the book on Javier Lopez.
They break it down every which way. These hitters are prepared. The pitchers are prepared. Got the 3-ring binders down there. At a moment's notice, you can find out any little piece of information to help you during an at-bat.
So Alonso with that information takes ball 1. Lopez is part of the Giants bullpen that has stranded the last 25 runners they've inherited over the last 14 games. There's his very special numbers. He's 0.84 ERA. He's tough. Slings that one but misses. 2-0. So the pinch hitters for Pat Murphy today have really delivered. Doubled by Solardi, RBI double followed by Barmas, then the 2-run homer Kemp, and then another pinch hitter Norris with a walk. 2-0 to Alonso. That's a strike. Justin Upton next. Padres down 7-0 early. Get 2 in the last inning. 3 here in the 8th. Ground ball into right field. Alonso keeps it going. Norris moves to second base. Still no one out.
Hey.
And here's Justin Upton.
Hey, they're in slam range. 9-5. Multiple base runners here. And lefty on lefty. Lopez has got that low 3/4 delivery, and Alonso does a fine job of keeping on it, keeping that front shoulder in there, hitting the hole on the right side, and more action.
Well, Lopez in to pitch to Alonso. He can't get Alonso. Still no one out. 2 on. It's 9-5. Third relief pitcher here in the 8th inning. Affelt, Lopez, and now Romo. Romo left the game on Tuesday night. The Padres winning in 11 innings 3-2 with a hyper-extended knee, but it's been something that's bothered him all season long. We'll see how he feels today as the Padres have 2 on, no one out, and 3 runs have scored here in the 8th inning. And Justin Upton, their top home run hitter at the plate. Weak wave there at that slider. One swing away from a 1-run game.
Heavy on the sliders from Romo, and they know that. He's got pinpoint control with that. Very rarely does he leave that over the heart of the plate. He's a strikeout pitcher. 34 batters. He has struck out in 22 in 2/3 innings pitched.
Norris at second, Alonso at first. Popped him up. into that sun, and the infield fly rule is called, and shortstop Crawford with a first down. Will Middlebrooks, the hitter. Wind, unlike the 2 night games, blowing out. Middlebrooks drive to center field, carried to the wall, and won up an RBI triple in the last inning when Pagan, just as he caught the ball, hit the wall, and the collision jarred the ball free for the RBI triple. Romo will not overpower you with a fastball, but he places it just on that outside corner. That's the same spot that he starts his sliders. So you're looking for the ball on the outside corner, and then it gives you that one. That is low and away, 0-2.
There you go, Mr. Padre here with the T-shirt. Tony Gwynn, you see him all over Major League Baseball. Glad to see that.
And another slider. Middlebrooks goes down swinging, 2 away. Well, it's up to Amarista to keep it going. He's the 8th man to bat.
Yeah, Sergio Romo really has his crosshairs set on that outside part of the plate, and then he has the ability to expand that strike zone just off a couple baseballs with that slider.
Amarista an RBI single the last time. He's flied out and grounded out as well today. 8 men have hit here in the 8th inning for San Diego. 3 have scored. It's 9-5 Giants. Low, ball 1. Outside in, gets a call.
Sure. He sure did.
So the potential tying run is in the on-deck circle for the Padres here in the 8th inning. Austin Hedges due next. Brett Wallace is still available. Left-handed hitter. 2-1. The last position player. Wallace remaining. Norris is in the game at second, so they elect a pinch hit for Hedges if we get there, and Norris would take over behind the plate. He's at second, Alonso at first. 2-1 to Amarista. Bluff throw by Posey. Pitch was called a ball. That could have been a strike. Well, it was called a strike. 2-2.
Everything's away, down and away.
Line to left field, and that's a base hit. Norris comes around to score. Amarista delivers. It's 9-6, and the tying run comes to the plate here in the 8th inning as the Padres have hit around. Well done by Little Ninja going the opposite way.
And Romo goes with the fastball here. Or maybe it was a changeup. Tough to tell. He doesn't throw that hard. Out of the hand, it kind of looked like it was something off speed, but he hits it exactly where it's pitched. Oh, that's Amarista using the whole field there.
So Brett Wallace, the last position player left for Pat Murphy, comes up. He has the home run bat. 1 for 3 since being recalled from El Paso. The Padres, with 2 in the 7th, have now scored 4 more here in the 8th. And with 2 on, 2 out, Wallace represents the tying run. There's a slider low. Hurrying down in the bullpen, Santiago Casilla for the Giants. Wallace hitting for Austin Hedges.
Bruce Bochy may want to go for the 4-out save here.
Hit well to left field. Now it's actually off the head of the bat, but it's going to fall for a base hit. 1 run scores. Pagan having trouble in the outfield, and Wallace will go back to second base. So he didn't find the sweet spot, Wallace, but he's able to dump a single into center field to get another run home. Alonso has scored. It's 9-7. San Francisco, a big 5-run inning, and now the tying run on, and the go-ahead scores at the plate in the form of Solarte, who started this inning with a pinch double.
Pagan was playing so deep right there that the big swing off the end of the bat fooled him a little bit, dumps in there, and the inning keeps going. Things getting very interesting here as Dave Righetti has a chat with Romo. I'm guessing that's to give Casilla a little bit more time, but Romo will have to face this hitter.
Boy, Jeremy Affeldt didn't get an out and charged with 4 of these runs. Lopez walked the only man he faced, Alonso. He scored. As the Padres have waited late, they were trailing 7-0. They made it 7-2, then 9-7, and now a 5-run 8th inning. And Andrew Kastner will carrying the tying run for Brett Wallace. Solarte doubled right-handed, now hitting left-handed against Romo. Amarista at third, and the pinch runner Kastner at first base. Ball 1. Crooked number of innings. 2 in the 7th, 5 now here in the 8th. Two 2-0. Fans getting more edgy. That 7-0 lead became 7-2. The Giants answered with 2 big runs in the bottom of the 7th for 9-2. Padres hit around the 10th man to bat. Solarte, 5 runs scored. 6 hits and a walk.
This is Romo's last hitter regardless.
High fly ball.
He lost it.
Falling. No one sees it. 1 run scores. And over to third goes Kastner. It's 9-8. Oh my. What an inning. At High Sky, you saw Middlebrooks lose the ball in the sun earlier. And I don't think either Pagan or Maxwell, certainly Pagan, didn't act as though he saw that ball. He just started running in, wondering where it was.
Yeah, as soon as that ball went up, I immediately looked out in center field, and Pagan was just dead in his tracks.
Well, Amarista scores to make it 9-8. Kastner over to third, the tying run. Solarte 2 for 2 in the inning.
Well, I'm really surprised that Bruce Bochy hasn't went and gotten Casilla. Put him in there for a 4-out save.
Clint Barnes doubled to right field, drove in a run as a pinch hitter earlier in this inning. First and third. And he pops it up. Brandon Belt, he sees this one, and the inning comes to an end. But what an inning it was for the Padres as they score 6 runs and make it a 1-run contest. They bat around, 11 men hit, 6 of them score, and the Giants lead is whittled to
It's been a day of triples, especially for the San Francisco Giants. A pair of triples for Brandon Belt. Matt Duffy also with a 3-base hit, and Brandon Crawford off the wall, a 3-bagger. Padres Middlebrooks has a triple as well, as Sean Kelly comes in to work the bottom of the 8th inning. As the Padres are back in the game, it's 9-8. Changes. Amarista goes to center field. Barmes at shortstop. Solarte at second base. Norris is the catcher, and Sean Kelly the pitcher.
Well, that was quite a half an inning for San Diego.
Wasn't it, though?
Now, ever so important inning for Sean Kelly.
Pinch hitter is Casey McGee, hitting in the pitcher spot, 9th in the order. Pretty good pitch, but not getting the strike call. 2-2. Top of the inning, 6 runs on 7 hits. The big hit was the 2-run homer by Matt Kemp. But the pinch hitters really set the table, with Solarte starting it with a double and then chipping in with an RBI single also in the inning. Barmes with an RBI double. Norris walked. Ground ball into right field. McGee, who has not been hitting for the Giants, delivers a single to greet Kelly. Leadoff hitter Pagan, a double, scored a run in the first and singled in a run in the fourth. He's 2 for 4. Nine runs, 14 hits for the Giants. 8 runs, 12 hits for the Padres. Santiago Casilla goes back out to warm up again.
Yeah, Will Middlebrooks really in at third base.
Left field, Upton, 1 away. Joe Panik, RBI single in the first, walked, struck out, and singled again in the 6th inning. So the infield now, Middlebrooks at third, Barmes at short, Solarte at second, Alonso at first. The outfield, Upton in left, Amarista in center, Kemp in right, and Norris now the catcher. Well, there's been due praise for the San Diego team coming from behind, 17 times winning, coming off the pace. This would be extraordinarily special. Behind 7-0 and 9-2. And that big rally in the 8th inning, making it 9-8.
Chris Heston had him tied up. Only 2 runs, 5 hits in 7 innings, but he got to the bullpen. And lefty on lefty situations, got to Affelt big time. 2 lefties didn't record an out of the bullpen for San Francisco.
That's been another pattern, though, for this Padre team, hitting left-handed pitching. And they're going to see a left-hander tomorrow night, Robbie Ray, to open the Arizona series at Petco Park. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, right back through the middle. That almost undressed Kelly.
Running all the way is McGee, and he'll make it to third. Back come the Giants as Paddock has his third hit of the game. Matt Duffy has struck out 3 times, but also has a triple and scored a run.
Well, Brandon Maurer is heating up in the Padres bullpen. We know how well he's been throwing the ball lately. Padres do still have the double play in order. And it looks like Yonder Alonso's going to go a little stall maybe. He was going to talk to him.
And here comes manager Murphy. And apparently with a 1-run game, runners at first and third and 1 out. Maurer has been so outstanding. It looks as if he's going to be coming in from the bullpen. There's the signal from Murphy, and we will have a pitching change. 8th inning here in San Francisco, a 9-8 Giants lead. One out here in the 8th inning, and Brandon Maurer, he pitched in the extra inning when the Padres won on Tuesday night, went 2 innings, didn't allow a run nor a hit. There are his numbers, and what they don't show is in the last 24 games, he's pitched 26 innings, allowing 1 run and only 10 hits.
That's a tough situation. Runners at the corners, inherits 2 runners. You know he's got the wipeout slider. The ground ball right here to one of the middle infielders would be nice.
Ground ball through the hole. Duffy wastes no time and grounding a single to left. That scores McGee. It's now 10-8. And that run, of course, charged to Sean Kelly.
It looked like it was a fastball, and with the way that Brandon Maurer's been throwing the baseball, I think hitters are going to go up there. If they get a first pitch fastball, they're going to be hacking. They want to try to avoid that wipeout slider that he possesses.
So Duffy drives in his 34th run, and here's Buster Posey. He's 2 for 4. And takes strike 1. $16 hits for the Giants. Posey grounded back to the mound and struck out, facing James Shields, but then singled in a run, a looper to right, scored the run himself in the 5th, and doubled and scored in the 7th. Pagan from the top of the order, 2 hits, Panic 3, Duffy 2, Posey 2, Belt 2, both triples, Blanco 2. Crawford The pitcher Heston and McGee the pinch hitter with 1. A little low. 2-1. Looking ahead to the 9th inning, the Padres will have the top of the order. Kemp starting things. 3-1.
With Mauer pitching him away and with the slider down and away as Brandon Belt waits on deck. Heads up right side of the infield and in the outfield. Buster Posey likes to go that way, especially when there's a hard thrower out there and he's pitching him down and away.
Lined into the left field corner. 1 run scores. Posey with a double. Here comes another. Duffy right behind it. And just like that, the Giants score 3 here in the 8th inning. And it's a 12-8 game. Posey knocks in 2 more with his 3rd hit of the game.
This looks like a breaking ball down. Speeds up Posey's bat.
Well, Brandon Mauer, who's just been outstanding for the last month, gives up a single and a double. And the Giants come right back with 3 in their half of the 8th inning. Brandon Belt, a couple of triples, his first 2 at bats, struck out and grounded out since. Started innocently enough, though McGee did come up with a pinch hit, single to right, then Pagan flied out. Panic with a single, 1st and 3rd. Call on Mauer, who has done the job A+. But Duffy greeted him on the first pitch with an RBI single, and then Posey doubles into the left field corner for 2 more. Runs scored today. Center field charged by Amarista. He can't get there. Posey had to wait to see if the ball would be caught, so he can only make it to 3rd. And Belt has his 3rd hit of the game. And Mauer hasn't been able to get anyone out. He's given up 2 singles and a double.
Oh, they're just coming in bunches for the San Francisco Giants. That ball off the plate, off the end of the bat. A lot of hits today off the end of the bat. Alexi dekes the runner, Buster Posey, as Dick mentioned, has to wait to see if that ball's going to be caught.
Crawford an RBI triple the last time. He's also walked and scored. 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Fly to deep left center. Amarista back. Does he see the ball? It's off his glove. Posey scores easily from 3rd. Belt will hold at 3rd base as the throw comes in. A double for Crawford. Wow, what an inning. The Padres score 6 in the top half of the inning. And the Giants come back with 4 in the bottom half of the 8th.
Looks like Alexi had a bead on it, and then he realized with the way the wind's going, this ball takes it and has to gear it up again. And the last ditch effort off the glove doesn't come up with it, and it's getting ugly here.
4 straight hits given up by Mauer. He's gone a couple of weeks and not given up 4 hits. We said he'd gone 26 innings, allowing only 10 hits. So the infield in now. Gregor Blanco 2 for 3 with a sacrifice fly. He's knocked in 3 runs. Runs on 19 hits for the Giants. runs scored by the two teams here in the 8th inning. Still only one out. Second and third. Kevin Quackenbush now jogs down to the pen. You don't see a score line like that very often. Hunter Strickland, who took the loss in the extra inning game on Tuesday night, now throwing in the Giants pen. Two-hopper to Solardi, looks the runner back, and there's the second out. The Giants have hit around. Here's the 9th man to bat, Justin Maxwell. Maxwell entered the game back in the 5th inning, hitting for Ishikawa. He has struck out both times. Ishikawa struck out his 2 at-bats. So at this position, 4 straight strikeouts. Mahler could use one right now to close the door on already a 4-run inning. And then it's second and third. Belt at third, Crawford at second. First 7 hitters in the order. Fly ball to right. This should do it. Kemp makes the catch. It's about to say, first 7 hitters have all had 2 hits or more for the Giants, who now lead by 5. With 14 runs scored combined in the 7th and 8th, the Padres rallying with 6 to get within 1, only to see the Giants come right back with 4 of their own. And Hunter Strickland, who took the loss, his first major league loss on Tuesday night, hard-throwing right-hander. They'll pitch here in the top of the 9th to Kemp, Norris, and Alonso. They're scheduled.
Yeah, it's funny how things work out because Casilla was up there when things were getting nasty when Romo was out there. Now the Giants blowing it out, and a chance for Strickland to go back out there after an inning, 3 hits and a run on Tuesday.
Kemp, a single to open the ball game, and a 2-run homer as part of that 6-run 8th inning. .97 on his first fastball. Kemp has the only home run in the game, 5 triples. 0-2. Speaking of home runs, report comes from El Paso. Jed Jerko's hit 3 homers in the last 5 games. He's got 4 total home runs and batting .286 for the Chihuahuas. And Cody Decker has hit his 14th home run. Cody Decker every year hits a lot of home runs.
Yep.
And no one pays any attention to him. He's trying to get a chance in the big leagues. 2 strikes to Kemp. That got a piece of him, I believe. Yes, you could hear the sound. Nicked by that pitch. Kemp goes to first.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating. I mean, you know, you're down by a bunch, you fight back, and then the Giants just keep adding on. Then you get hit with a pitch. So he just clips the jersey there of Matt Kemp.
Derek Norris entered the game in the 8th inning as a pinch hitter and walked and scored. The Giants, who have had trouble scoring at home, as we have told you several times in this series, 13 runs here today and 19 hits. They've been averaging on the season around 3 runs a game. This might be their highest total for the season. 13 runs, 19 hits. Check on that. It is their biggest offensive game of the year. So the Padres, they score 8 runs and trail by 5. One and 2 to Norris.
Yeah, you talk to baseball people all around. Hey, we scored 8 runs. Those are games you should win.
The Padres fell behind 7-0 as James Shields gave up 7 runs in his 4 innings, 9 hits. Inside, and it was. And a full count. Under Alonso on deck. Foul back. $41,533, making some noise here at AT&T Park. Full count. Broken bat looper on the infield. Belt is there. 1 away. Yonder Alonso grounded out 3 times and then singled to right field and scored a run in the 8th inning. So Kemp at first base, hit by a pitch to open this 9th inning, and Alonso trying to stir up some activity here with Justin Upton behind him. It's not just false hope. They just scored 6 times in the last inning. Ball 1. roll to first. An easy play for Belt at the bag for the second out as Kemp goes to second. And we're down to Justin Upton, who was 1 for 4 today. Padres with multiple hits are Kemp with 2, Amarista 2, both driving in runs, singles, and 2 in the same inning by pinch hitter Jan Solarte. Giants, Pagan with 2, Panic 3, Duffy 2, Posey 3, Belt 3, Crawford 2, Blanco 2. Good pitch, but it was just off the inside edge. One and one to Upton.
Good tight slider from Strickland there. Even though with the lead, not afraid to throw inside. Remember, hit Matt Kemp with a fastball in. He continued to pound hitters inside. Derek Norris breaking his bat with a fastball in, and then Dyson the outside part of the plate with that slider.
Just missed getting the call there. 2-1. Middlebrooks is on deck. Gets away, and Kemp will jog over to third base. And the count 3-1. Middlebrooks hit a triple. Pass ball is the call. And Posey. And a full count to Upton. Giant fans on their feet, looking for that final out. And a win that would keep them within 1 game of the lead in the NL West. Dodgers have won in Chicago. Padres have not dropped 5 games below 500 this year, but unless a miracle happens here in the 9th, they will today. A lot of runs, but too late for the Padres. The final score as the Giants take the rubber game of the 3-game series. San Francisco outscores the Padres 13.